Good morning. Today we are correcting CO71. It is our last objective of this unit, which means we will have a practice test tomorrow, real test on Friday. So now that we're done with the math testing we had yesterday, now we're getting back on track with our regular math that we have. We did some review days last week of all math. Now we're back into our unit math. So remember, we have practice test tomorrow. Khan Academy is due tomorrow on Thursday. Math packet number 12 is due on May 24th if you did not make your math goal. If you made your math goal, it is extra credits. So, as a reminder, thank you to my friends who are sitting quietly and listening. As a reminder of what we covered last week, CO71 was classifying solids. Remember, when we classify it, we give its name. So when it says classify these solids, we say what the name of the solids are, and then we know what faces, edges, and vertices are. So we talked about the cube, the rectangular prism, the triangular prism, the cylinder, the sphere, the cone, and the pyramid. It is important that we know the names of these different three-dimensional shapes. A cube is not a square. Squares lay flat and are one-dimensional. The cube is like a dice. It's something that you can pick up, and it has the shapes on all sides. So we need to remember what the face is. The face are the sides on our shape. The edges are the lines where the sides meet each other. So all of those straight lines. And the vertices are the corners. So vertices are corners. Let's look at our homework from last week. I have 5 faces and 6 vertices. That is a triangular prism. I have no faces, edges, or vertices. That would be a sphere. 2 faces, the top and the bottom, would be a cylinder. 6 faces and 12 edges of the same length. So that means we know they are squares, and the squares make up a cube. I have 1 vertex, would be a cone. Okay, that corner that's at the very top. I have 6 faces, 12 edges, not all the same length, would be a rectangular prism, because we have some long sides and some short sides. Write a riddle for the solid not described above. We learned about 7 different solid shapes. The one not talked about was a pyramid. So the pyramid had 5 faces, 8 edges, and 5 vertices. The riddle I came up with was I have 8 edges. What am I? What are some of the riddles you came up with? Zelda.
I have 8 edges and 5 vertices. What am I?
Perfect. Is that yours, Havana? Ruby?
I said I have 5 faces, but only 5 vertices.
Ooh, is that the only one that's 5 and 5? Very good. Nice one. Yep. Good one. All right. So, are we understanding the faces, edges, and vertices? Show me your thumbs. Feeling good about that now that we reviewed what they all mean? Marina?
Are we able to draw out the different figures on a note card?
You cannot draw pictures of them because that would be an example, but you can write what we have on here. So on your help sheet, you can write a cube has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. So that's like a formula that's helping us, but you cannot draw a picture of the cube. Okay. Now, review time. Remember, perimeter means we add all the sides up. So I wrote in my missing side so I wouldn't forget to add them. So our perimeter is 16. Oh, why do I not have the area listed? So the perimeter of 16 our area would be 15 millimeters because it says find perimeter and area. And remember the area is length times width. For our parallelogram, we needed to find the area, which is base times height. So our base of 10 times the height of 6 is 60 centimeters. And when it is an area, we are multiplying our measurements together. So that's when we get our measurement cubed or squared. Notice how I'm not squaring the number. I'm only squaring the measurements. So to be correct with the math, we're going to put our square on the measurement unit. Dom, I would like you to come sit up at the front table, please. All right, find the area of the triangle. Area of a triangle is a half of the base times the height. So 9 times 4 is 36. Divided by 2, having it gives me 18 centimeters squared. Ava.
Well, so for the next one, I got it correct, but I don't know how I got that.
Okay, so the circumference, remember, is 2 pi r because we're given our radius. When you're given the radius, you multiply that radius times pi, you multiply it by 2. If you were given the diameter, you don't multiply it by 2, you just multiply the diameter by pi. So for the circumference, oh, again, I didn't find the area. Interesting. So for the circumference, if you multiplied 18 times 2, you get 36 times pi. If you use the symbol, you got 113.10. And if you multiplied it by the 3.14, you got 113.04. Remember, we round it to the hundredth place. And we do have to have correct rounding. So, Ava, did you have any of your work shown or just the answer?
I did 113 times 10.
113 times what?
Times 10.
So it's not times 10. 113.10 is your answer.
Oh.
So that's 113 decimal point 10.
Oh. Well, it says 113.
Yeah. So it should be a decimal, not a multiplication. So what you did was you did 2 times pi times the 18, and that's how you got 113.10. So that is our circumference. What is the area formula for a circle? Who can remind me? Come on. Pi times not just a number, it has to be the radius squared. So if you're given the diameter, remember we need to find half of it because we need it to be the radius. So the area of our circle, if I did it with the pi symbol times 18 squared, so 18 squared times pi gives me 1017.88. And if I did it with the 3.14, I get 1. So if I have 3.14 times 18 squared, I get 1017.36. Any questions on the area of the circle? So the big thing to remember with the area of the circle, we have to work with the radius. This time they gave us the radius. Sometimes they'll give us a square, or sometimes they'll give us the diameter. If they give that diameter that goes all the way across, you have to find half of it because that's what we're squaring is the radius. Now, going way back, draw and label vertical angles. Remember, vertical angles make that X, and opposite angles that share the vertex are congruent. They are the same. Draw and label supplementary angles. Supplementary means if we add the two together, they equal 180 degrees. So I did 120 and 60. That doesn't have to be your answer as long as your two angles added together equal 160. Not sure what's going on at this front table, but there's lots of eyes and lots of smirking as people are watching you. So please make sure you're just following along. And then it says draw a concave hexagon. So I need to know what a hexagon is. Hexagon has 6 sides, and if it's concave, one of the sides is caved in. Any questions on our review? All right, so if you are watching this at home, we hope you're well, and we hope to see you soon. We're going to get set up for our review of Unit 9 to prepare for our test. Have a wonderful day.